That sucks. I'm not sure when my stream stopped. Hopefully it wasn't too long ago. I looked up in the corner and noticed my camera wasn't going. Hi, welcome back to Jolty Place. Ah! I'm hoping we didn't lose too much. I found a couple of aether currents and we started talking to these people. Apparently, there was I'm guessing an avalanche of some sort, and it injured people. And so we're offering to step in and take the place of the people who are injured to help fix things up so that their craftsmen don't leave. This isn't strictly part of the contest, so don't feel obliged to join in. Take a rest while you can. Of course I'll help. You can count on me! Yeah! I was hoping you'd say that. I actually wasn't sure I could do this on my own. We'll all help. I doubt any of us could just sit around and watch. We'll take every help hand we can get. Ready Rock Truth swears that once the Potsworn have their perfect workshop again, we will commence the feat with all haste. You and the third promise can assist help hand Rack-a-Rock. Rack-a-Rock! Yeah! We got this! You other four follow Ready Rock. There are other help hands in need of hand lending. Okay. I really appreciate you pitching in. I meant what I said at many fires. There will be no more feigning strength. No more playing at being an invincible promise. If there's one thing I've learned on this journey, it's how practiced you are at aiding those in need. And I mean to make the most of having such an incredible mentor at my side. Yay, I am a mentor. Now let's find this Rack-a-Rock fellow and see what we can do for him. Okay. Okay. What? Did you? Bad boy tilts. Oh, jeez, what happened to my... I think that's the yokai portrait. No, the yokai portrait. I put the portrait stuff from the yokai event on my sword person. I need to upgrade my jobs. I have so many things. I wonder what else tilts the chair. Sov, you're a dork. Everything tilts, Sov. I don't know what I did. But I did something, and now all my portraits need to be... Oh my god, I still need to do the Rathalos. Okay, Technomancer and Viper don't need to be updated, but everything else did. Oh my goodness. Yes, the yokai mount also tilts. I have noticed this. Everything tilts, Sov. Sov's getting tilted now. Rakarok can't meet his obligations without more help hands. The pot pact is broken and the pots are emptying. You've come to aid Rakarok. Rakarok accepts your hand lending with joyous, healed smiles. If we can offer the Potsworn their promised good living, we might save the day yet. Whatever you need. Ah. Yes, crab. Huh. Nope, my Manorville dex is still better. I told you everything tilts. You're a dork. He's going through and seeing what all tilts. They all tilt. Okay. Yeah, sovereign. They all tilt. You'll tilt too. I'm working on the scholar one for the Manorville. Oh, this is only level 47. Yeah, that can go away too. Okay, that gives me 4 more spots in my... Okay, this will give me a new chest piece. Wait, does that mean that the pants and the headpiece... Wow. What Rakarok needs is for new help hands to create good living for Potsworn. Kaihi. Well, no, the chest piece I have now goes with the legs and the feet that are in my storage now, and the gloves that I have on. They're giving me a new chest piece. I never got the pants and the hat for the set I'm wearing now. I don't know. The help hand assigned to Kahi was hurt during the rock rain, so Rakarok took over, but he knows nothing of Kahi. What does Kahi want? What does Kahi need? Help hands do not bother the Potsworn with straight tasks. Our job is to observe and anticipate, to prepare things with guess think. Please guess think with Rakarok. Find out what Kahi is lacking so we can provide it. You can count on us. So, do we need to just ask what they want? This is where Kahi works, is it? Let's take a peek inside then. So we're gonna examine what kind of things they do. It looks like they're a leather worker, maybe? That must be Kahi. It'd be a lot quicker if we could just talk to him. That's not the way they do things around here, apparently. He seems kind of warm. He needs something to cool him off. We'll have to leave him be and try our hand at some guess think. Inspect the workshop. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target a point of interest and examine it in more detail. Okay. So obviously he's warm and needs to be cooled off. Well, he has no shortage of crafting materials. There must be something else he's missing. He must be boiling sitting so close to the furnace, and there's no airflow to speak of. How could anyone work in that stifling heat? So he must be a blacksmith? No, he's a goldsmith. Those tools are looking pretty worn down. Maybe it's time for some new ones? So we need airflow, we need some new tools. He's barely touched his meal. That dish is meant to be eaten hot, or it loses its savor. So he needs something cool. He's not going to eat it because it's hot. He's hot. He needs something cool. Oh no, he's a blacksmith, and they're serving him hot food. And he's not touching it because he's already too hot. Alright, after taking a good look, I think I have an idea of what things Kahi might want to improve his working conditions. Let's head back outside and talk to Rakarok. So we need airflow, we need something cooler to eat, and new tools. Ka, you made your observations. What did you guys think? First off, I noticed Kahi hasn't touched his food, and an empty belly can't be good for his concentration. Maybe the cooking isn't to his liking? But our food is very mouth-pleasing. Why wouldn't he want to eat it? But Rakarok is sure of nothing when it comes to Kahi's tastes. I can help you with that. My brother Kona is also Hitsaro, and while everyone has their personal preferences, there are some they tend to share, like an aversion to piping hot dishes. If it was brought to him like that, Kahi probably wouldn't have been able to eat it until it cooled down, and by the time he came back to it, he might have found it cold and unappetizing. The simplest solution is to serve dishes that taste good no matter the temperature. Rakarok never would have thought of that. Did the third promise mind explaining these things to our cook? Not at all, but I don't think that was the only reason Kahi couldn't concentrate. The Hitsaro homeland is hot and dry, but even Kahi seemed to be suffering in front of that furnace. Is there any way you could cool down the workshop? Oh, we could try a drafty shard. They make a lovely breeze. Do you know where we can get one of those? You can gather them from the shoals of no return. There are many old boats there, abandoned by those who gave up on their search for the Golden City. So we salvaged them from the wrecks. Could you handle that for us, Jolteon? Sure. Why not? I got this. I actually saw where that was. We got one of the Aether Currents from there. Oh, and one more thing. From what I could tell, Kahi's files and saws and things were very worn down. Maybe a new set of tools is in order? Ah, Rakarok was too preoccupied with stocking materials. A serious oversight which he will rectify. Supplying good tools for good living is a help hand's responsibility. Then we all have work to do. We can meet back here when our tasks are done. The shoals of no return are past the crags, through a tunnel southeast of here. You should be able to spot the passage from just outside the village. I actually got here from there. Okay. 357 yalms to the northwest. Now, I'm gonna see if I can get this. Yes, you can help. $198 yalms. Yalms. It says it's 100 yalms in the direction we're facing, but there's a cliff there. Yeah. Oh, hold on. 117 to the southeast, so it's that way. The only dragon I have. Oh, it must be over here. That's okay, you were still trying to help you. 150 yalms to the southwest. What? Okay, maybe it is inside the cliff. I don't know. Oh, okay, Sav, you were right. It was inside the cave. $1,355 yalms to the east. Okay, this mount is way too slow. It is kind of cool, the horses lean too. Yeah. Alright, let me... 1,320 yalms to the east. They look kind of like... I don't know, like... I don't know, they kind of remind me of Scyther, honestly. Just really big, fat Scythers. But if you drop down, I can pop it again and see where it's supposed to be. No, I have 471 yalms to the east. Because I tried to go this way and it wouldn't let me find it. It was like on the hill or something. Yeah, I can't execute it while I'm inside your ride. 159 yalms to the north. So yeah, we have to go north now. North is a little more to the left, dear. It said north. $166 yalms to southwest? I see the pink kitty. Oh, there it is. I found it. $403 yalms to the east. See, if I'm in my own mount, I can do it. I can't do it if I'm in somebody else's mount. $52 yalms to the northeast? Oh, there it is. See, there were others down here, but it kept trying to show me ones that were up on the cliff. It wasn't pointing these ones out. 1,308 yalms to the south. 996 yalms to the south. $868 to the southwest. $845 yalms to the south. Hey, Soph! I need to get up on the hill. Oh, you stopped to fight the big giant kitty? I'm fine. Well, I'm right here. Basically, I need to go up by many fires. I think it's straight ahead, where those buildings are, up on the cliff. Sop's having fun. He's helping it. 700 yalms to the south. $111 yalms to the south? Is it up here? I see the water. 35 yons to the south. Oh, there it is. Okay. That is all the aether currents. That is all of them. Now I have to go back to the pot place. The place with the pots. No, not many fires. Where's the work pot? No, it's not the many fires. We're flying in the right direction. We need to go a little bit more to the west, though. Now we're going. Yeah, that's about right. There it is. Yay! Sob helped me get my aether currents. Now I just have to do the aether current quest. You're Jolty, aren't you? What brings you out here? Ah, the issue with caring for the pot sworn. When they approached me with that same problem, I suggested they commission artisans in Charlian instead. The quality of craftsmanship would be guaranteed after all. However, the Moblins did not care for the idea. Surely it would be more effective to engage a uniformly trained collective. I cannot understand their fixation on individual contracts. Perhaps the custom will make more sense once we begin the feat of pots. Until then, we've been deemed unfit to assist in the matter of help hands, and are instead tasked with tending the injured. We were on our way back from procuring herbs for Urianger, in fact. Settlements in Kozama Uka, too, have been isolated by the storm's destruction. What would have become of the wounded had we not found a way here? Should I become Dawn Servant, one of my first acts will be to establish reliable trade routes to the capital. When I imagine how much good we can achieve with Charlian technology... I think he's a little too fixated on Charlian technology. He's not opening his eyes to the big picture. There's other things you can do. It doesn't have to be all about technology. My apologies. I have much to consider. If you will excuse us. We'll meet again soon, I'm sure. Take care, Jolteon. So it looks like the only person we haven't seen recently is Graha. I think he's the only one who we haven't seen. You spot the tunnel opening ahead through the passage. Yeah. Okay. That way. Whee! could be a wind crystal. Nope, that's a fire crystal. Blue's gonna be water. Green. We need the green crystal. That's gonna be wind. Yay! I was right. I forgot it was the wind one I was looking for. I should have known orange wouldn't be the right one. What'd I do? Leave it in the kitchen? Go figure. Huh? Oh, we had a brand new salsa up in the cupboard. Is that a cool breeze Raka Rock feels? Yay! Yes, thank you for seek finding a drafty shard. Raka Rock will add it to the new set of tools he brought. And I come bearing good food tidings. The cook has prepared a feast fit for the most discerning Hetsaro, and it's on its way even as we speak. Let's go in and see what Kahi thinks of our efforts. I was wondering what occasion called for me to receive so many visitors. A fine meal, new tools, and a welcome source of cool air. Now I remember why I signed a Project Pot Pact. I am grateful for your kind considerations. Allow me a moment or two, and I'll reciprocate with a piece worthy of a potsworn. Oil lamp to brighten the halls of Balok Shunse. Craftsmanship satisfies Earthenshire's reputation for quality, I trust. Such luster, such brilliance, truly a gift fit for the Dawn Serpent. I'm glad you like it, considering the time I've wasted till now. I hope to continue crafting at this improved pace. I have a contract to fulfill after all. Yay! We did it! Forgive my interruption. Lamati, I am told the Elector has deemed the crisis past and is prepared to task us with defeat. That's great news. Thank you for letting me know. So this is the craft of a potsworn. It is indeed a masterful piece. Thank you for your words of praise, Second Promise. I drew inspiration from Kosama Uka's natural beauty and sought to capture it in my work. I wondered why the Moblins did not simply build a workshop in the city, and now I have my answer. Even Charlene Goldsmith could not easily replicate such exquisite artistry. One cannot create great things if one lacks creative impetus. Tuliolal fortunately does not want for inspiration. Anyone wishing to learn the basics of a craft would do well to study it there. I was raised among Hitsaro, more traditional than most, and the shared ingenuity of Tiral's various peoples was eye-opening. You lived as a traditional Hitsaro? I have few fond memories of nomadic life. That was funny. I'd repeat it, but I'm not sure if that's YouTube friendly. Ragnarok is very grateful to you. I thank you for both your hard work and clever guessthink. When it comes to help handing, knowing the Potsworn really is important. That's true for pretty much everyone you meet. It's a lesson I've had drummed into me several times already on this journey. Okay, new chess piece. Yeah, that's an interesting robe. Now this time they'll give me pants. The elector bids the claimants assemble in the large building on the west side of the village. I will head over after finding Thancred and Urianger. Ah, I also ran into Leviure twins on the way here. I took the liberty of directing them to the venue. We're rivals. It's not his job to make sure I know the feat is starting. But even now, he's conscientious to a fault. Anyway, let's not keep Ready Rock waiting. Ah! I forgot to refill my water. Ah! Am I against your chair again? My chair keeps slipping forward. Backward. It keeps slipping back. Eh. I mean, I could be wrong, but steak fries and potato wedges are very, very similar. Yeah, potato wedges and steak fries. They're like very similar. I mean, I think the only difference is the seasoning. Well, I think wedges still have the peel on them while steak fries don't. I think that's the main difference. Yeah, well, the crisp taste is because the skin gets crispy. Yeah. I mean, I like me some baked potatoes, but they can be done wrong. One of my friends is watching a potato video or something on YouTube. Baked potato. Oh, hash browns are the bomb if you mix them with stuff. You don't want just plain hash browns. I like to put, what is it? I like green peppers, chili, onions, cheese, ham, bacon, sausage. Yeah, let's not keep Ready Rock raving. John turned into a villager. John went like a villager and left. Ha! Oh, I thought that was you as you left. Jeez. White sharp cheddar. Sharp cheddar in general, white or yellow. Well. For a second, I thought my husband was going to bed. It looked like his TV turned off. Brady Rock thanks you for assisting Help Hand Rackle Rock. She will announce the feat once the other claimants arrive, so please be patient a little while longer. Is this going to be the first one where everybody shows up? I'm happy to report that we were able to convince one of the pot sworn to stay. How did you fare? So you managed to do the same. Splendid. Welcome to Earthenshire, First Promise. We support your plans for salt crossings and the new pot sworn they will bring. Hail the mighty Zeralja. He cleared many piles of rockfall as if they were pebble stones. The resilient son for Dawn Servant. Zoral Jaw was clearing fallen rocks. I'm surprised he would volunteer his time for anything unrelated to the contest. Well, well, we meet again. Just in time for the feat to begin. I'll bet he was already here, laying low, while the rest of us did all the work. Claimants, your attention please. As Ready Rock has explained, many of our potsworn left us following the storm. The precious metalwork crafted by those artisans bring in much jiggly shine from across the salt. Should our stream of trade goods dry up, Earthenshire will suffer. Tulialal merchants will suffer. So Ready Rock sets you this feat. Each of you are to find one clever hand goldsmith to bring back here to us. So we're to recruit new potsworn. Makes sense for the feat of pots. Calling this a feat does not justify taking advantage of the claimants and their influence. How does finding workers for you demonstrate their worthiness for the throne? You are free to refuse Ready Rock's request. She will be happy to inform the Dawn Servant of Zoral Jaw's disqualification. The right is a means to an end. The steps we take to get there are not important. Then Ready Rock declares the feat of pots begun. But remember, a pot pact must be agreed to willingly. No grab snatching or deceitful tongue flaps. The Elector said nothing of taking a willing artisan from a rival, which is exactly what we should do. A fine suggestion, brother. I'm glad you think so, brother. Come, let us lay our plans. If these guys are cheating. That nasty brute is up to something. Aye, he may seek to delay us again, as he did on the river. We can but remain vigilant while we plot our course. What do you think, Wuglamat? Have you any candidates in mind to satisfy this feat? I know some artisans amongst my supporters, but they're all in their twilight years. I couldn't ask them to give up their comforts of Tulialal to live in this remote village, no matter how beautiful the scenery. What about the guy that was looking for a job? Meanwhile, Kona probably has 100 young craftspeople to choose from. Not that I'm comparing us, you understand. That's just a statement of fact. I suppose we could try asking around Meki. That seems a logical place to start. Back to Tulialal it is. Wait, does that mean we have to take the boat again? No, I can't do it. I can't stomach another boat ride. You said I should share my burdens, so I will speak plainly. The truth is, I get really, really sick on boats. Wukalamat, this is hardly news. But it was brave of you to admit. In any case, we won't be fighting the currents this time. Heading downriver will be much smoother. It will? Are you sure? Aww. I'm positive, mostly. Poor thing. I need a moment. Upriver or downriver? That Tumu is too rough for me. The nausea is a bit more bearable now that I've stopped trying to hide it, but I'd still rather not set foot on a boat if I can help it. Alright, I think I'm ready. Let's see if Master Rolfley can help us recruit a Foxhorn. Oh, yay! I got the manatee. Ha 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 ha. Aw, he's cute. It took me back to... I have to find an artisan. Yeah, they automatically brought me here. Oh my god. Meow! Honey! Greetings, Third Promise. What brings you back to Wachu Meki Meki? You've not chipped your axe again, have you? No, Master Ruffley. Actually, I have a favor to ask. So what do you think? Do you know of any craftsmen who might be interested? Filching my artisans for the moblins, eh? Well, seeing as it's the Third Promise making the request, I'm willing to look the other way if one of them decides to take you up on the offer. Only I can't think of a suitable candidate off the top of my head. Who do I know with a mastery of goldsmithing that would also have no qualms about relocating to Earthenshire? The Eorzean goldsmith. You mean Fontaine? He did say he was employed at some fancy jewelry store across the salt, and considering the distance he's already come, I'd like to think he wouldn't mind moving a little up the river. That said, he's only just got himself a new job. Is it too soon to ask him to sign a Potts Pact? There's no harm in making the offer. Once he hears how well the Pottsworn are treated, he may even jump at the chance. Either way, you won't find Fontaine at his workbench at this hour. He's finished for the day, probably enjoying a meal over at Zbeliev Tea. Then maybe we should go and talk to him. Just you and me, since he knows us. Wouldn't want him to feel intimidated by having to deal with a crowd of new faces. The two of us can handle this. Take the rest at the cabins if you like. Okay. Bye, guys! Right, let's go and see a man about a pot. No, Sav. No sob. I never did get my taco. Where the heck is Graha? He's the only one I haven't seen yet. I mean, he was in the cutscene at the, Yeah, I know. You were sworn to secrecy. It's okay, I don't want spoilers. I just can't wait to see Graha. He needs to try a taco. I gotta see him eat a taco. Oh, Jolty, you're here too? The third promise said she wanted to chat. I just finished eating, so shall we find a quiet spot outside? The last time we talked on this beach, you were in a miserable state. Yes, I wasn't I? A lost soul, until the two of you came along and helped me rediscover my purpose. My new place of employment has been most welcoming, and for the first time in a long time, I feel content with my lot in life. That's wonderful. So what is it you wish to discuss? It's hard to ask this right after you've settled in, but I'm looking for someone to become a potsworn. I've heard my new colleagues mention the term. That's when an artisan signs a contract to work for the Moblins, isn't it? But you're not a Moblin. I'm not sure I understand. It's for a feat in the right of succession. I need to bring a new potsworn to the Earthenshire. So that is the way of it. We've barely met, and after pushing you to work at Wachumeki, I'm now demanding you throw that away and sign a pot pact instead. It's a selfish request, I know. I have something to tell you, Third Promise. The other day, I completed the necessary procedures for immigration. I am pleased to say I am now an official subject of Tulialal. I've since endeavored to learn what I can of my new nation, beginning with the right of succession and its claimants, including you, of course. Now you will recall it was my father's example which led me to pursue goldsmithing. He was at East End when Garlean forces laid siege to the settlement, and in the ensuing chaos he was slain. War took him from me in an instant. The man I loved and admired, I never wished to suffer such a loss again. And so, as much as I'm indebted to you for turning my life around, it is as a fellow peace-loving Tulialolan that I want you to win the throne. If I can help you achieve that by signing a pot pact, then I shall gladly do so. Fongentain, thank you. I shall return to Master Ropley and inform him of my decision. Allow me, I'm the reason you're leaving, so I should be the one to deliver the news. Perhaps you remember me, Buruk, the owner of Zbaliev Tea. I'd like a word if you don't mind. You're Vuklomat's ally from across the salt, right? And a hero of some renown, too, if the gossip's to be believed. Well, as it so happens, I could use some heroic help. It doesn't need to be right now, but could you come by when you have a spare moment? Yeah, okay. Much appreciated. I'll be waiting for you at my shop then. Huh. I can now gain access to role quests? What are role quests? Hold on, I was wondering when you'd be along. Not a moment too soon either. I've got an urgent job that needs doing, and there's no one else I'd entrust with it. Of course, you'll be wanting to know the details. It's a long story, so why don't you grab a seat over there? I'll join you shortly. Okay. Now that we're all settled, allow me to introduce myself properly. I'm Baruch Avu, proprietor of Jolty. As you know, my establishment is open to anyone, people hailing from across Ural, and sometimes further, come here to whet their appetite and slack their thirst. Given how we turn no one away, it's inevitable that a few bad apples might mix into my motley patrons, and therein lies the rub. A particularly rotten bunch was here not long ago. Sitting just over there, in fact, and having a conversation most foul. I thank you all for coming here, so far from your respective homes. As this is the first time we have all gathered in one place, perhaps formal introductions are in order. I am. Welcome, welcome. What'll you be having? Could we have a moment, please? We're in the middle of something very important. Now then, where was I? Oh yes, I am Apyahi. If you are sitting here now, it is because I have personally invited you to the passage of the unbound, a secretive, villainous order with ambitions to sow discord throughout the world. Villains do not often call themselves such. Nor do secret orders have their meetings in places where all eyes can see. What do you know? Your snide remarks only ruin my carefully constructed atmosphere. If I had time to think of a suitable slogan, you would understand that words are everything. But I digress. I invited you all here for one reason: to throw the world into a mire of chaos and then watch its nations crumble. What else would we call ourselves if not villainous? My only interest is to punish all who've dared to mock and belittle me. So long as I can achieve that, you can call me whatever you like. The rich, the powerful, the mighty, all shall be crushed under the weight of my ire. A grand design for a group of 6. Even if we manage to muster others to our side, there's a limit to what we can accomplish. I regret to say you are right. At present, we are bound and powerless. That is why, in order to raise our fists against our oppressors, we must find the strength to shatter our shackles. And in so doing, we shall become unbound. Like the birds soaring up above, we shall take flight and spread our wicked wings, staining the azure skies black. Ah, but sometimes skies become treacherous with clouds, and even birds must rest. You speak of finding strength. Is that why we are here, to look for it? If so, then I pledge my aid. With newfound might at my beck and call, I shall win adoration known only by a hero. Your eagerness is heartening, and you are correct. The tools to make our goal a reality lay in Tural. Across this continent can be found certain artifacts which possess untold power. Huh. Did you say artifacts? Oh ho ho. I sense an adventurous hunt for instruments of devious devilry ahead. Hehehe. My imagination is overflowing with images of the new forms my trickery might take. I dare say the world is not ready. Yes, well, to get to the heart of the matter, the objects are held by the desperate disparate tribes which make their homes in the Tural continent, where they have been passed down through generations as sacred treasures. Whatever stories these people have attached to their so-called treasures matter not. Each contain the essence of fearsome beasts called Tural Vidral, and with them in our possession, none shall be able to stand against us. Oh, she's the one we saw when we were when we picked up Viper. Okay. We shall take the objects for ourselves, bring them across the sea, and use them to undermine nations far and wide. The means by which you each choose to do so, I leave in your hands. I only ask that you do not disappoint. I take it there are no questions? Then let the passage of the unbound open unto the world and begin at once. Begin at once. So there's 6 of them in total. They didn't order a single thing. That's what she's worried about. Okay. That's the long and short of it. What do you think? They might lack discretion, but they seem formidable nonetheless. They left without ordering anything? Villainous indeed! I'm gonna go with the second one. It's right there in their name. They're unbound by manners and respect and won't be welcome back here anytime soon. You, on the other hand, can stay as long as you like. Of course, we had a duty to report what we heard to the Lands Guard. We did. But it didn't make a damn difference because soon we learned those unwelcome guests had teeth. Not long ago, one individual from a remote tribe came here seeking help recovering a stolen relic. Then another came with the same story, then another, and so on. By the time we realized the passage of the Unbound was a real threat, they had one and all made their way across the sea with their ill-gotten gains. Each tribe has sent one of their own to recover what was lost, but being in strange lands, they're at a disadvantage. That's why I've been looking for someone who knows every corner of Eorzea and beyond. Oh, these are gonna... Okay, this is gonna be basically the job quests. So depending on what job you are will depend on who you have to track down in Eorzea. Now I know you've business into it all, or else you wouldn't be here in the first place. But if you could take the time to hear Ral Majun out, you'd be doing a service to many who could really use a helping hand. Okay, so this is where you go to get your job quests. Ow! Greetings. Allow me to thank you personally for lending your assistance in this matter. We've been quite desperate for someone suitable. Ew. Greetings, Ral Majun. At the risk of becoming a daily nuisance, I must ask, have there been any developments you might share? A nuisance? Why perish the thought? You've come just in time, in fact. None other but the vaunted Jolty has agreed to aid to the search. Finally, a fortunate turn. So long as our sacred treasures are in wicked hands, our homes shall know no peace. To say nothing of the danger they pose to other nations, if these thieves really do intend to stir up chaos across the seas, then you had better depart on the next ship. But before you do, it might be proper to introduce you to those who have come to Tuliolal in search of aid. Lozenqui there comes from a village far to the north. A single warrior cannot hope to withstand the power of the tribe's relic, so she requires a stout protector, someone that can be leaned upon when times are darkest. So, tank? The heirloom that Nyapine must recover afflicts terrible maladies upon its victims. He seeks someone who commands great healing magics to counteract this effect. So, a healer. The search for Shishepya's tribal treasure has been entrusted to a peerless hunter. She requires someone to act as a frontline fighter who can distract her target while her bow takes deadly aim. So, physical DPS. Lastly, there is Suhi, who knows little about her people's ancient artifact, aside that it must not fall into the wrong hands. She seeks a mage of great power, but anything beyond that lies shrouded in mystery. So she's magical DPS. What about the physical, range DPS? Aren't you forgetting someone, Rahul Jha? Your crisis is just as pressing, even if you won't say so yourself. Rahul Jha hails from further south than even Mamuk, and has traveled many days and nights in search of someone who can strike down their prey from afar. It's the only way to escape the effect of his village's treasure. Did I get that right? So yeah, he is the ranged physical DPS. Indeed, indeed. I do get so forgetful in my old age. Thank you, Ral Majun. 5 tribes, 5 stolen treasures. All are waiting for the aid of a brave soul. Hopefully that can be you, Jolty. Only if I can get my other jobs up high enough. And I'm not running Scholar for the healer. Because I don't know Scholar. Is the best part about Summoner is you can run Summoner and Scholar at the same time. The only downfall to that is you don't learn any of Scholar. In fact, I've still got a bunch of job quests to do for Scholar. I would rather run it as a white mage, which means I have to level my white mage up high enough to do it. Well, I trust white mage a lot better than I do Scholar. Sage is a difficult job for me. It's more. Do you need a chopstick? Do you need a chopstick, honeys? Do you want that? Do you need the chopstick? He brought a chopstick for me to throw. Of course, I'll share all that I know on the matter. You only need to ask. I know that I will not hold it against you should you choose to assist only those for whom your talents are best suited. So long as you do what you can for the people of Tural, and maybe even further, will be in your debt. And I still have to do that for the other 2 sections that do that. The first one was Shadowbringer, and then Endwalker did the same thing. And well, I threw it. Go get it. Or do you want this instead? Do you want this instead? You acted like you were gonna go after it and you changed your mind. You're a ding-dong. Okay. So I guess mine is this one? Yeah, the Makote girl. Oh, it's only been an hour and a half. Okay, I hate to do this in the middle of a stream. I have to go potty. I'll be right back. Okay. Okay. Yes, I'm back. I'm a level 92. I don't... Oh, hello. Did Baruch Evu send you to help recover our stolen treasure? Thank the heavens, in judging by your accoutrements, you learned in the arcane arts, yes? If so, we've need of your power and wisdom. Truth be told, it is wisdom that we require most. You see, even though the treasure has been guarded by our people for generations, we know little of its nature. In ages past, the forests of our homeland were plagued with terrible beasts, a constant source of fear and danger. To combat this menace, our mages spent many moons researching the treasure known as the Perch of the Apex. Upon unlocking its secrets, they were able to drive the monsters from the woods, bringing peace at last. With the threat all but eradicated, our forebears forbade any further use of the treasure, and enshrined it within the village. As the years passed, we slowly forgot what it was to live in fear. Yet, as our struggle faded into memory, stories surrounding the perch of the apex became legend, then myth. Now none living are certain of its true power. Yet, the peace was shattered by a member of the Passage of the Unbound. The villain wheedled his way into our trust, then stole upon my husband, the treasure's appointed guardian, catching him unaware with a terrible blow that left him unconscious. He is yet to awaken, so my daughter Tipek has set forth to retrieve what was stolen. Unlike her father, she has no skill in the arcane arts and chose the path of the sword. That's why I've been seeking someone with the knowledge she lacks. Should the ancient power be unleashed, please, if you can find it in your heart to help Topeka, I would be forever grateful. If there's a mystic artifact involved, count me in. Consider it done. Hi. Oh, thank you, thank you. Now our only clue to the thief's whereabouts is from something he mentioned during his stay in our village. He spoke of his desire to bring change to a place called Radzat Han. Oh, we're going to Radzat Han. Oh boy. That is where to pick... Really? That is where Topeka decided to begin her search, so she boarded a ferry bound there, by way of Limsa, with her trusted sword and shield close at hand. That's how you'll know her. Okay. She agreed to stay in Radzat Han to gather information until aid arrived. I know nothing of the place, but it's likely she can be found in a marketplace or some such. Please bring our treasure and my daughter safely home. Okay. I guess I'm going to Radzat Han. That's okay. Radzat Han's actually my free teleport. I'm going to Radzat Han, because this is where my job quest is. Oh, are you looking for me whatsoever for? Jolteon, and you say my mother sent you? I take it she's already explained the details, such as how we know next to nothing of the treasure and its capabilities. We have only the legends passed down through our forebears to go on. They speak of a Toral Vidral, of an owl that once terrorized the forests, whose soul is sealed within the perch of the apex. The tales have only become more vague as the mists of time obscure the treasure's origin. Even our village's eldest remembers naught but an ominous warning uttered by those who once wielded its magics. The master of the apex shall be showered with good fortune, yet leave only sorrow in their wake. It's clear that despite owing their safety to the apex's power, our forebears viewed it as something to be feared. It must be truly immense. Now, on to the matter of the thief. Even during our brief acquaintance, he made plain his desire to bring change to Radzat Han. Naturally, I've started my search here, and have been seeking anyone who's expressed dissatisfaction with the status quo. Sure enough, I soon heard stories of a recent arrival, a self-styled savior of Radzat Han, who proclaims that he will lead the city to greatness and calls himself the Justicar. The Justiciar? He's apparently taken on the burden of personally exterminating the beasts which infest Thavnair's wilds. He made a great show of claiming he alone is equal to the task. While he certainly draws a crowd with his boasting, they only watch with morbid curiosity as he sets off into the jungles alone. I realize this could have nothing to do with our problem, but even the smallest lead must be pursued. I've heard he often gives his speeches at the region's smaller settlements, so shall we go see this Justicar for ourselves? It's decided. I hear Yedlimud would be a good place to start. Hopefully there we can find our next crumb of a clue. There, now I can fly. Yeah! I can use my new mount. I can fly here. I can't fly in the new areas yet. Hey, look, it's a Pikachu. It's a Pikachu. Jolteon, we're in luck. This boy saw the very man we seek. It seems he gave the same grand speech about saving the people, claiming the danger lurked nearby before venturing forth to combat it alone. Yet the radiant host could not well stand idle if there truly were beasts afoot. So one of them followed him. All we need to do is pick up their trail. He ran towards the shroud, but you might be able to spot him from Kajaya's footsteps. You can see the whole forest from there. Thanks, you've been very helpful. So Jolteon, let's head there and see what we can see. Okay. Okay, so we're going this way. Interesting. I didn't know. Ah, that's right. Now then, let us begin our search. Since I've never actually seen the Justiciar, I suggest we find the Radiant Host Soldier first. They do all wear similar armor, after all. Okay. That must be him, but what happened? We'd better get down there quickly. Not to worry, Jolteon. He's unconscious, but otherwise appears unharmed. But what happened? We heard you came here in pursuit of the Justiciar. Do you remember anything? Yes, I eventually found him. He was confronting that fiend that now lies dead. At last, the Justiciar graces Razatan. I shall bring unending peace to this beleaguered land. Now, he's the one that wanted to be the hero. You are brave to follow in my path. you indeed possess the mettle to even consider the terrors which threaten our home, let alone stand against them. Yet, courageous though you may be, you are far too weak to fell a beast so mighty. Quit this place with your life while you are yet able. Eh? I am of the radiant host. If I ran from such meager prey, I would become a laughingstock. How bold to look death in the eye, without flinching. I doubt not your conviction to defend Razat-Han, yet I believe it pales before mine. Who is this guy? O Apex, bestow upon me your divine light. Do not heed my call. I require your power more than ever. Is something supposed to happen? Why? Am I yet unworthy? Or mayhap there is a button I must press. This is not what I expected. Stand aside, I'll dispose of this pest. Just give me a moment. It cannot end like this. I won't be made a fool of. Come on, you moldy trinket, work! Transform me into a hero of Razat-Han. He brandished the idol and became wreathed in a mysterious light. Then boulders started falling from the sky. Down they came one after the other. That's when I must have been struck unconscious. I recall only faintly, but I think I heard the man mumbling quite excitedly, as if he had come upon a sudden revelation, or as if he was overtaken by madness. It seems he got away unscathed. Either he had an incredible stroke of luck, or whatever he was beseeching to actually answered. Then it's as I suspected. The justiciar is the self-same thief who stole the perch of the apex. But no doubt he's long departed from here. First, I'll escort this fellow back to Yedlimad and keep a close eye on him. Head wounds can have dreadful after effects. Okay. So it looks like our first quest comes to an end. The soldier made his way to Razat-Han to make a formal report, and what an odd report it will be. His account seemed to align with legends of the treasure's powers. The whaler escaped unharmed and brought ruin to those around him. Could those falling rocks have been a freak accident? I'm not so sure. You won't believe it. He came back. Who came back? The justiciar? Yes, not long after you left. He said he beat up a monster that knocked out a Radiant, and he was laughing his head off. Did he really do that? Is he really stronger than the Radiants? Whatever he did, the monster was slain, I suppose. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. Well, my mate can't stop talking about him. He wants to be just like the Justiciar. His mom and dad weren't happy about that, though. I'd advise you and your friends to look for a different role model, but we thank you for telling us what happened. Well, there is one less fiend skulking about, I suppose. He may have been simply testing the treasure's capabilities, and as far as we know, he's yet to use its power to evil ends. I find his motivations a mystery. To steal the perch of the apex by force, only to come here to Thavnair and use it for good? It makes no sense. You've heard tell of this passage of the Unbound, yes? Many have ventured to Tuliolal, claiming to be their victims, yet here they would be saviors? If he had such noble goals, then why did he stoop to such devious deception? What could he be plotting? I don't know. But that's neither here nor there. He stole from my people, and that misdeed can't be forgiven. The perch of the apex helped us win peace. By its might, our forebears built the foundation of the lives we now lead. Until recently, it stood silent, a symbol of our pride as a people. It reminded us that we carved out a home within that inhospitable wilderness. Being trusted with its protection is a great honor. I was so proud of my father when the elders chose him, so proud to be his daughter. Yet since the day it was stolen, some of the other villagers made their disdain towards him only too clear. I couldn't bear it. That's why I must get it back, to restore my village's pride and my father's reputation. Understood. There's still so much we don't know about the Justiciar, but we have to assume he's learned to wield the Apex's power. I can't say whether those falling rocks have anything to do with it, but I won't discount it outright. I'll continue looking into his whereabouts. While we still have so many questions, with both of us working together, we'll find answers soon enough. Okay. We completed the first one, yay! Well, it looks like we can go ahead and pick up the second one. Well, Jolty has a habit of trying to do them as she goes. Yeah, 92. And then the next one will probably be 94. Okay, 96. Ah, Jolteon, I'm afraid there have been some developments that are less than encouraging. News of the Justiciar's actions have spread throughout the city. With each retelling, his deeds become more valorous. The younger citizens in particular seem to view him as something of an idol. Despite the creatures he hunts posing no real danger, he would paint them as mighty beasts in need of felling. Of course, the Radiant host are far too busy to trouble themselves culling every pest that casts a sideways glance at the city's gates. Yet the Justiciar has twisted circumstances to his advantage. He proclaims to anyone who will listen that the Radiant hosts shrink with terror before these beasts, and that he's the only one who can eradicate them. Though you might expect such claims to be dismissed as wild ramblings, it seems no few people have fallen for his ploy. The whispers of his exploits among the youth have practically grown into a clamor. Yet we mustn't be discouraged, for his increasing fame only makes it easier for us to sniff out his trail. And where better to start than Razat-Han? I'll see you there, Jolteon. Okay. We're going back to Razat-Han? Okay, I'm gonna cheat and do it the fast way, since Razat-Han is a free teleport for me. Oh, well, we actually didn't end up too far from where she was at. Given how large the city is, let's split up to cover more ground. I already have a destination in mind, the High Crucible. I hear the alchemists there can concoct all manner of tinctures and powders, including those which help in detecting traces of energies left behind by magics and enchanted tools. Fallen rocks have invariably marked locations where the Justiciar has performed one of his feats, and I believe an alchemical mixture can help us determine if their presence is the work of the treasure. I'm hardly an expert in such concoctions, though, so I'll seek advice at the High Crucible. While I'm doing that, I would ask that you go to the Hall of the Radiant Host and see if they have any new information on the Justiciar's whereabouts. Does that plan sound agreeable to you? Sure. Great, now that we both have our tasks, let's get to them. I'll meet you back here once my business is done. Yay! I'm tired of hearing about this Justiciar. His popularity among the city's younglings is quickly becoming a cause for concern. Try as we might to refute his claims that the Radiant Host are allowing monstrous beasts to run amok unchecked. You know how young minds are, impressionable and difficult to change once set. We initially disregarded him as a boastful eccentric, but his alarming sway over the populace can no longer be ignored. We are at present considering whether to open a formal investigation into his activities. You and this ally of yours have done well in your search thus far. You even have a working theory about the falling stones. Quite impressive. Several of our number have encountered him during their patrols, only to lose sight of him under a hail of rocks. Such incidents have become all too frequent, and many in our ranks demand we act. For now, I'm afraid this is all the help I can offer. Please share what I've told you with your companion, and together we may yet unmask the Justiciar. He must be a native to Razat-Han, that's why he wants to be here. It's heartening to know that the Radiant Host are taking this seriously. Thank you for speaking with them, Jolteon. I have good tidings as well. I explained the situation to the alchemists, and they provided a powder that should help detect traces of magic in the surrounding environment. I say help because the powder reacts only faintly on its own. To function properly, it requires the skills of one practiced in the arcane arts. Luckily, I have you. I've committed the locations of all sightings of the Justiciar to memory, and the closest to us was the perfumed rise. Let's hope this powder works as intended. Okay. So, back out to the wilds. My black chocobo. My black fat chocobo that I used chocolate cake to make him fly. The Justiciar was sighted near here, and I didn't see any other conspicuous stones around, so I've sprinkled the powder over this one. Now concentrate your focus, or inner eye, or whatever it is that's the locus of your power, and see if you can detect any unnatural forces. Okay. So were you able to detect anything? I knew you could do it. So because there are no crystals in the rock, the energy you detected must be the remnants of some kind of spell. Is that right? And taking the story of the Radiant we rescued previously into account, we can conclude that the Justiciar uses the treasure to call those stones down from the sky. At least we now have an inkling of its true nature. Even so, not every question has been answered. The Radiant told us that even as the Justiciar stood before the creature, he seemed to have trouble calling forth the Apex's power at first. My father once said that the perch of the Apex is much like the wand he used to weave his magics. Of course, the main difference between them is the unique nature of the essence stored within the treasure. I know little of such arcane instruments, but you must be quite familiar with them. How do you use yours? I channel ether into it, I perform incantations, I rely on sheer willpower. I channel ether into it. I see, even with the right instrument, spellcasting requires the use of specific techniques. The Justiciar seems to lack any such expertise. So how did he tap into the treasure's power? I suppose the perch of the Apex possesses some unique method of activation. When I spoke to the representatives of the other tribes about their treasures, no one mentioned special techniques being required. Not that the relics should have much in common to begin with. You two, did you see an Ari girl pass through here by herself? I'm afraid not. What happened? Wait, I recognize you both, the hero of the final days, and our recent visitor from Tural. Apologies for the imposition, but may I beg your assistance? It's all that Justicar's fault. The girl said she was off to join that fool's crusade, and ran out of Idilmad before anyone could stop her. Her mother begged us to find her, but if she's following the Justiciar, she could be anywhere. You see, he's been sighted at locations scattered all over Thamnair. And the problem is if she ends up finding him and he uses that relic, she's gonna get hurt by a rock. We can't stand here looking at rocks while a girl is in danger, especially if the Justiciar is involved. We have to help. That'd be much appreciated. We're searching places where the Justiciar's been spotted before, so perhaps you could start where he hasn't been seen? Good idea. As far as I know, he hasn't been sighted at the northern shores. Come on, Jolteon. Her sword kind of looks like the Frenzy from the Sword and Shield, only it doesn't say Frenzy on the side. My UFO. I like my UFO. Where are we going? This way? Oh, found her. Yeah. I heard fighting, so I came as fast as I could. It's a good thing you arrived in time to save the girl. Thank you, miss. Thank you. I'm glad you're safe, but your mother must be worried sick. You shouldn't wander off like that, especially not to look for a trickster like the Justiciar. What? You mean he's a bad man? Yes, exactly. He stole an important treasure from my village, and now he's using it to make himself look brave. But he needs it to kill the monsters, to protect us. That's no excuse for stealing. He might have fooled you younglings. The Radiant Host know what he's up to. But he said he'd save us from the monsters. He's our hero. The Radiant said we shouldn't be scared, but we all know the Justiciar is the one who keeps us safe. We don't need the Radiants anymore. They would be very upset to hear you say that no hero can save the world alone. No hero can save the world alone. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say bad things about the Radiants. They protected everyone in the final days. I guess I forgot how much they care about us. I'm sorry too. I shouldn't have spoken to you like that after all you've been through. You said the Justiciar is a thief and a trickster, but I hope it's not true. He's my hero. Well, I'd best escort her back to Yiddelmut. I'll meet you there later, Jolteon. Good guy. Well, I have a green check mark, and if the next one is at 96, then I can head back to do the story. The girl and her mother are reunited, and I think we can both give ourselves a pat on the back. They're on their way now to inform the Radiant host that all is well. I'd like to apologize for before. I let my emotions get the better of me and harangued that poor girl when she was hardly to blame for anything. I really should have been scolding myself. Jolteon, there's something I neglected to tell you before. The man who now calls himself the Justiciar came to us in the guise of a worldly merchant. He was eager to ask about the Perch of the Apex and its history, and I was equally eager to tell him. And I've been considering what he might do with the information. I'm so proud of my father for being appointed as its guardian. I suppose I was trying to impress the stranger out of sheer vanity. That vanity led to my father being attacked and the treasure being stolen from under our noses. I have no choice but to make amends for my mistake and bring it back. Yet some are convinced that the Justiciar acts only to serve the greater good. I couldn't accept that he might not be as rotten as I thought, and lashed out at the wrong person. From now on, I can't let my emotions cloud my judgment. I must remain calm and look at the facts for what they are. And the facts say that the Justiciar has done no harm to the people of Thavnair. Even so, the organization he serves, the Passage of the Unbound, is evil to its very core. If his actions at my village are not villainy, I don't know what is. The situation is fraught with contradictions. I still don't know what to think. What about you, Jolteon? There's still too many unanswered questions, and if he hasn't attacked anyone, his actions are stirring unrest. I agree. He speaks of justice and heroism with great bluster, yet there's something we're missing. Thank you, Jolteon, for your wise words. I sometimes find it difficult to keep my heart from skewing my perspective, so I'm grateful that you're here to help me see clearly. So it seems our objective is unchanged. We track down the man who stole my people's sacred treasure. Whatever his intentions may be, unraveling them comes secondary to finding the man himself. I'll continue to pour my every effort into the search. Stop by from time to time, and I may have something new to share with you. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so if I talk to her... Oh, no. The next one for me is 94. So it must depend on your job class as to what it is. I don't know. Mine says the next one's at 94. It seems to be every 2 levels, but I know sometimes they do like 3 in between. Okay. Back to Tuliolal. Wait, how long have I been streaming? Oh, I'm at 2 hours and 12 minutes. I might go ahead and go to the location and just end it from there. It is 12:30. I do have to work tomorrow. Maybe I'll record some more tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. I still don't know why it stopped my stream before. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and end the episode here. Yeah, stay crazy. Have a great day, night, evening, morning, whatever it is when you're watching this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you get notifications when I'm streaming. Check out the website in the description. My buddy Shio did a great job. The website takes you straight to the Jolty shoes. Check those out. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye! And Sob is helping.